Are you a bad person?
There's one thing that I can't stomach, and that's attitude. So I gotta ask, are you giving me attitude?
I loved it. I loved it because I grew up really enjoying Rocky. I grew up with Rocky. I used to watch it over and over and over with my little brother, and we'd go throw gloves on right after and beat the crap out of each other. So I was number one. I was excited to play a boxer, but what really really got me was this character who's been through quite a bit and is going through a very challenging time in his life, a life-altering change, and he doesn't say a whole lot throughout this short film. So I loved that it was going to be challenging to tell that story and talk about the relationships with very little dialogue and trying to portray that through the small scenes that we have and through the eyes and through the actions.
I was really impressed by the scope of the script and by the ambition in it, primarily, I should say, the parts that didn't even have to do with me. I was reading some of the fight choreography and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited to see how this turns out. But as for Kelly's part, I read it and it really excited me. I'd never played a wife or a mother before, and especially in such a high-stakes situation, it sounded like a really exciting challenge, and the story of the family kind of captivated me.
My first impression is that he was not a nice guy. He was super self-centered. He was very sort of a high energy, but hollow energy, right? There wasn't a lot to him. Rather, a lot of substantialness to him. It was a lot of fun playing him because it's difficult to really reach a lot of those places that you need to go to start being Chris, because you have to start way back. We talked about his childhood, his relationship with his family, his relationship with his wife, and things that don't bear any reflection onto the plot of the film. But they're hard places to go because those are ugly places. Like, he didn't have good relationships with anyone. And that says a lot. And it was really great exploring those darker truths of like human nature, like what breeds this kind of person.
She's like super curious about things and tough and smart, and she wants to make like the best choices, and she's really caring for her dad. And at first she's like a little bit scared of him, but like she's also really curious.
Yeah, I love the character. I mean, it's the big brother type, and he's got this kind of this guy that he kind of brought up and trained, and he really, it really hit me when I went to the set for the first time and saw the posters that were put up of Samson, Emilio, and how awesome those looked, and it kind of hit me as something that I could have been in my career, but I wasn't. But then I helped this guy get there. And then to see where he had come, that really has an impact on me as really his mentor.
She's very separate from the wrestling world, in my mind. She's married Frank and she loves him and she loves his life and who he is as a person. But, wrestling was a part of his past, and I don't think he's been involved in it for a little while. And so for as long as she's known him, it's not something that's been admired, and there's trophies and pictures on the wall, but it's never been up front, close and personal. Just so to suddenly have this whirlwind in Samson coming back full force into their life is definitely a disruption to what they have going for them.
Well, first we concentrated on talking about a lot of things that he may have done in his past, and the primary situation that I think that I focused on was why exactly he was in the actual ring to begin with, and why would he actually be doing this kind of bare knuckle brawling type thing. And that was what I focused on the most. So that way when I actually got on set, I had an idea and I had a goal in relation to the other characters at that very specific moment.
I felt that it's just amazing when I saw the set, when I saw just the people, the energy coming into the set. It just made everything just, almost like this is really a street fight. This is really I actually really became the character, and it helped me become the character even more so after the fact. I mean, going through the choreography scenes, you really build your character there, but coming into the actual set and seeing everything come together and just everything in place really just helped me create the character even more so while I was going through the fight scene.